Hello, so I get asked a lot, especially from like new game to mid game players, which one's better between Shadowhunter and Boomer? So I'm gonna do a run session on each, just to kind of show it off, just so that people can see like which one looks more fun. Because in my opinion, they're both really good farmers, really good. It really comes down to do you want more speed with Shadowhunter or do you want more damage with Boomer? So I'm gonna try to keep it as like consistent as possible. I'm gonna be running Solarian sub. Um, I'm going to swap this over to my Boomer. My Boomer just has a Battle Berserk on right now, just so that I can show the exact same stats, because having a Vampire's Battle Berserk won't change anything, since I'm not getting the buffs. But when I go to the Boomer side, I'm going to take this off, put it on him, so we'll be running that. Otherwise, my Shadowhunter has different gear, crit damage, movement speed, magic find, and then I do run energy instead of crit damage on the bow. They're both going to be running Scorpius. Both going to be running a C3 ring with magic find, sneaky traps on Shadowhunter, and Blast Bow on Boomer. They're both the same perma. And then Marshall and Trailblazing, same emblem setup, same flask, doesn't really matter. Pyro Disc, Explosive, and Clash Gem, so everything's going to be the exact same. Um, I would change up a few things. If I'm running with Boomer, I'd probably run more speed instead of Solarion, just because he doesn't need it. But to keep it consistent, um, I'm just going to run this setup on both, and then they'll both be running a Vamp instead of a Battle Berserk. So that being said, the stats on Shadowhunter are 566,000 on physical, 3,000 crit damage, 150 crit a ton, and then 10,845 light. If you're wondering why I have so much magic find, it's Sunday, so that's why. So those are my Shadowhunter stats. I do have one issue. This gem, I don't have rerollers, but I need to reroll that max health over to crit damage, so hopefully I remember Monday. But that's not going to make a big difference. My Shadowhunter does enough damage. And then my Boomer stats, 640,000 physical, 2972 crit damage, 10,845 light. And then say Magic Find, base move speed 138. Oh, Shadowhunters should be similar. 135. So Boomer has a little edge on that, but he's gonna fall off compared to Shadow's other his speed from his roll. And then the gear, move speed, attack speed, Magic Find on all three pieces. Same perma, Scorp, Phoenix, and then same ring basically, just the different effects. And then Trailblazing and Marshall again. And then yes, this will be swapped over. So Pyrodisc, Explosive, Clasham. Keep in mind that this is my Solarian set right here, and my other one is my Shadowhunter set. My Solarian set has the perfect stats, my Shadowhunter set does not. But even then, it's the damage difference shouldn't really, you really won't be able to see it in U11, honestly. So all that being said, let's get right into it. I'm going to start grinding in U11 on Shadowhunter first, and then it'll just be two separate videos in case someone just wants to watch the Shadowhunter part, someone wants to watch the Boomer part. Um, but anyways, might as well just show the flux before and after people have seen that. So 2 mil, 85,000. I don't know how long I'll farm. We'll see, probably like 20 minutes on each. And let's get into it. Oh yeah, something else I should mention real quick. I actually didn't realize it till now, but I do have the centered uplands buff. I will have that for both classes just because I'll make sure I still have it. At least if I don't, then I'll forget it. But I didn't realize I had it till now, so glad I caught that. And I'm just gonna keep it consistent, make sure I have it when I do boomers as well. So just keep that in mind. It's the buff in the top left of my screen for curious. It just gives you more damage. It's nicer for Shadowhunter because then it lets your R1s one-shot curse skulls. So just keep that in mind. I guess now's a good time as ever to talk about the ring effect. I'm running Sneaky Traps, not because it's good. Tactical Seekers is better, but I don't use his ultimate, so kind of useless for me. But Sneaky Traps is just when you roll, you leave a trap behind, has a little bit of cooldown. I don't use it like at all, but it's kind of nice when I'm running. I can just roll, let a trap like kill an enemy if I'm in a 5-star, and I'll get my speed boost without having to like shoot. If you know shooting slows you down, so it kind of gives you a little bit more speed even if you think of it in that sense of it. Otherwise you can just roll, leave a trap behind, let it kill something. And yeah, that's just a little bit way, but like yeah, it's really not practical, but it's just something you can do, especially when I'm like sitting here killing everything anyways. But if I'm like on the ground, just roll. My power just killed it, but you know, it'd probably be better if I showed it without power disc, but yeah. That's kind of just why I'm running it. Just have a flask active for Marshall, and then just roll, leave a trap behind, let it kill, get the speed boost. So yeah. It sucks because Boomer has really good ring effects, but Shadowhunters are pretty bad, if we're being honest. It'd be nice to see some new ones, especially for some of the other classes too, like Dino. I'd love to see some better ones. But anyways, let's just get back to it. So, Shadowhunter has one really nice thing. These are ones. They just have so much range that they can bomb like rooms of enemies, which is really nice. They only really work like really well at endgame, just because you need so much damage for them to one shot, because they don't do much. But right here, and just jump up, throw one, just let it nuke them. It just does it just has so much range that it can clear everything. Or you just throw one for speed, honestly. But that's his main the main good thing about him, that and his speed. Otherwise, Shadowhunter kind of falls behind in the damage front for other things, but for farming, he does perfectly fine. He does it faster than Boomer, but Boomer just does more damage, so that's why I think he's better early on. But it does suck. His ultimate is pretty useless. It's just too slow. Yeah, it'll one-shot a boss, but I can just shoot it anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. I don't really use it. This dungeon sucks, by the way. It's really annoying. But his Seekers, they're really annoying, especially on my EU account. I've noticed that if you don't have enough damage and you don't one-shot with them, it just launches the bosses off of the dungeons, which is just really annoying. So I just don't deal with them at all on this account either. They will one-shot, but it's just kind of slow. And I'm gonna go through that portal. But it's just too slow, and it ends up just like not really being worth it. I can just shoot the boss before I need to, you know. I'll kill at the same rate of speed as a Seeker anyways. But, I don't know. It'd be nice to see him have some newer abilities, even though his rework wasn't even that long ago. Just his L1 and his L2, maybe buff his R1's damage. But otherwise, I'd say they're both really good classes, just which one you have more fun with. It honestly just comes down to which one you like more, so hopefully seeing like how they grind will let you like get a good idea of what you're looking for in the two classes, and what you'll get out of them. So I like them both. Very good classes, very efficient farmers. Boomer just falls off a little bit on speed. That's about it. Well, that was not intentional. You can teleport away over there. I mean, it works out. I wouldn't have seen that boss without it. Another benefit of Shadowhunter is that you can clear curse goals a lot faster than any class. If you're popping your potions, you can just, you know, pop a class, just throw an R1, let it kill, and you'll just insta-kill the second they spawn. Which is really nice, honestly. Just like insta-kill everything right there. It saves a lot of time, especially with how annoying curse goals are. So that's a pretty nice benefit to Shadowhunter. The speed and this curse goal speed clearing, very beneficial. If anyone's curious why I'm holding all my flux relics and artifacts, all that stuff, it's just because I want to see how much I get from today. Otherwise, I don't normally do that, I just instantly collect them all. So there's no benefit to really holding them. I'm just curious to see how much I can get off of them. So that's all about that. Okay, I just love going back to that dungeon, huh? Cannot escape from it. Keep baiting myself. Dang. Quick tip, if you're gear farming, don't actually bomb your way down, come through here. So if you're on Dino, you'll just walk through all these enemies, and there's so many like range enemies, even these enemies sometimes drop like right there. So if you're gear farming and you're Dino, run through these halls. These halls are really worth it to make some flux. You get lots of stellars through here, so keep that in mind. So basically something I get asked a lot while we're on that note is what's the difference between like gear farming and like gem farming? So if I'm on Shadowhunter, I usually big crash. But basically what I was about to say is I get asked a lot about like the difference between like gear farming and stellar farm or gear farming and like just regular farming, right? So is it any different? Especially for rooms like that. If I'm on Dino, I'm gonna be killing like all of these enemies, all the range enemies. So I'm gonna go out of my way for everything. If I'm on Shadowhunter, not as much. Like if there's an enemy like right there, I'll kill it for a stellar. But if I'm on Dino, just because it's such reliable splash damage, I'm going to be going on my way to kill everything. When I'm Shadowhunter, I get in, kill the boss, and I get out. That's kind of how it is for most classes, unless you have like really good splash, like Rev. He doesn't really have splash, but he's just a beast. Um, so unless you have like really good like just splash, honestly, splash and speed, like Dino. Uh, like right here, I usually don't go on my way, but pretty stellar. Same here. If I'm a Dino, this is basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to every room where I see enemies, kill them. Just because you'll get so much flux doing that, killing all the enemies. Because if you think about it, like, yeah, one boss, you'll get a few pieces of gear, right? Every enemy you kill has a guaranteed, like, every range enemy at least has a guaranteed chance to drop gear. And then your magic find affects it, so like right here, nothing. Right there, shadow, shadow. So basically, you can just run through and kill, like, everything on Dino. So that's kind of the difference. I don't know if it really makes sense, but kind of the difference between like stellar farming and then just regular farming. You just kind of go out of your way to kill all the range enemies because they drop so much. It's better to do in U10 just because you can kill them faster. Um, But other than that, that's basically the only difference. Like right here, that enemy over in the corner, like I'd usually skip them on like Neon Ninja or anyone. On Shadowhunter you can kill them just because it doesn't really take too long. You don't have to go your way. But if you're on like a melee class, kind of just skip them because you're gonna lose so much time if you're going the other way for every enemy. Which you do on Dino, but he makes up for it just because he has such reliable hit registration, and he just doesn't have any issue with anything really. So that's kind of the difference between them. Between the two like farming types, I should say. But not even right here. I wouldn't even jump in this hole. I'd say like right there. I'd drop down and bomb my way in and kill all the enemies down there first. Like, let me go out and just show. So like instead of bombing my way, or instead of like going down the tunnel, I'd come down here, kill all these. There's 2 Radiants. There's a Shadow, and then I'd bomb my way in if I was on Dino. Just because you make so much more flux by doing that. And then that thing would get killed anyways while I'm grouping the other 3, so there's just another free Shadow from on Dino type deal. And if I can, I try to stay grounded, just that whenever I see the pentapods or the moray eels, like any of the range enemies, I can just kill them when they're on the ground. And on Dino, you don't have to go out of your way at all. Everything's just so much. It's just so much easier playing Dino for farming gear. Although some other classes are a lot more efficient at farming just gems, so keep that in mind. That's just something to kind of think about. But it really doesn't make a difference at the end of the day. It'll make more flux like hunting everything, but you know, it really doesn't matter. You want more gems, you want more flux. But at end game, if you have all that magic find, you're probably just hunting for flux. I'm kind of hunting for gems myself, just because I'm trying to max bunch of classes. But other than that, that's kind of like the only difference. But anyways, I'm gonna do this dungeon and then call it here for Shadowhunter. So the Boomer video is gonna be up, like, I'm gonna do these 2 right now and have them come up at the same time, just that anyone that's curious about them can like check them out at the same time. How much I make? So 600k or something, like 500k. I don't know what I don't remember what I had at the start. Um, but I'll show my stats one more time real quick. These are my Shadowhunter stats. Now I'm going to swap my Vamp over and do the Boomer side of it. I'm going to have timestamps, so if you want to skip, I'm going to have the same like intro probably, or like a little bit of a different one showing my stats and all that for Boomer. But if you want to check the difference, just see which one you think would be more enjoyable for you to play between the two. That's kind of what these videos are like out here to pretty much just help for. It just gives you an idea of what you're looking at and what you'll get as an outcome playing these classes. So keep that in mind, and then when you're trying to pick which one you want to play, test them yourself. See which one you like to play more. Do you want to use abilities on Boomer and go a little bit slower but do more damage, or do you want to play Shadowhunter and go faster and just speed through everything? So just keep that in mind, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.